And now we shift our attention to a significant development here in Washington. The U.S. Supreme Court has cleared the way for President Donald Trump's administration to end legal protections that have sheltered nearly 350,000 Venezuelans from deportation. In a ruling issued on Monday, the court allowed the Department of Homeland Security to terminate temporary protected status, or TPS, that was granted by President Trump's predecessor, Joe Biden. TPS allows nationals from countries facing war, disaster, or extraordinary conditions to live and work legally in the United States. While the designation is meant to be short-term, many protections have been extended for decades without a pathway to citizenship. In fact, days before leaving office, President Biden extended TPS for Venezuelans by 18 months, citing the ongoing crisis under President Nicolas Maduro. But the new administration is taking a different course. President Trump has vowed to deport record numbers of migrants in the country illegally, and his Secretary of Homeland Security has already moved to end TPS for Venezuelans, Haitians, Afghans, and Cameroonians.
The mission of the Department of Homeland Security is to secure our nation and to make sure that we're out there going after those that are the worst of the worst, the criminals, the bad actors.
And as part of the immigration crackdown, the Trump administration has also invoked a wartime law to fast-track the deportation of suspected Venezuelan gang members and has deployed troops to the southern border to deter illegal crossings. And in a first under a new program called Project Homecoming, the U.S. on Monday deported a group of undocumented migrants who chose to return voluntarily. A total of 64 migrants boarded a flight from Houston to Honduras and Colombia, each receiving a $1,000 stipend to leave the country legally with the option to apply for re-entry in the future.
Take control of your departure and receive financial support to return home. If you don't, you will be subjected to fines, arrest, deportation, and will never be allowed to return.
And now 38 migrants arrived in San Pedro Sula in Honduras, where officials say many expressed fear over growing hostility in the United States, including fears of going to work due to raids in restaurants and other workplaces. Honduran officials further confirmed that among the returnees were 19 children, including 4 born in the United States. To aid their reintegration, Honduran authorities are providing $100 in cash and an additional $200 in credit at a government-run store for basic necessities.
They say it's difficult, that there's a hostile atmosphere towards migrants, that they're afraid to go out to work or walk down the street, that sometimes there are raids in restaurants and workplaces. So it's a very unpleasant environment, and they say, no, I'd rather not live like this. I'm going back to my country.
Now, although the Trump administration aims to ramp up deportations, Honduras says that the numbers applying to self-deport will likely remain modest.
I don't think it will be thousands of people who apply for the program, but we will have quite a few cases, and it is our responsibility to ensure that they arrive in an orderly fashion on charter flights, that we have the manifest in advance so that there are no delays, and that we can support them in everything they need upon arrival to the country.
And with the Supreme Court now backing his immigration policies and the first voluntary deportation flights now complete, President Trump is making clear his administration is moving full speed ahead on immigration enforcement, using both pressure and incentives to accelerate departures.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert, but what you will get is what we owe you, and that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat, and when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on Firstpost will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.